possible. What techniques does this speaker use to hold the attention and interest of the listeners?
Most people who climb cliffs or mountains use ropes and safety gear, but there are some climbers who climb without any equipment and without any assistance from other people. What they are doing is known as free solo climbing. Of all the extreme sports, it is perhaps the most extreme, the most dangerous. One wrong move and it's all over. There's no safety net. And for this reason, several free solo climbers have died over the last few years. Now, I would like to give you a picture of what this sport is all about by discussing two famous climbers. So let's look at our first climber. Steph Davis of Moab, Utah, is considered one of the most daring free solo climbers in the world. This is one of the scariest pictures I've ever seen. Steph Davis is 1,000 feet up the side of a sheer cliff that's known as the Diamond on Longs Peak in Colorado. She has no ropes, no safety gear. She's relying entirely on her climbing skills, her sticky shoes, and a container of chalk to keep her hands dry. When Steph Davis is asked why she climbs, she says, "Because I love it." She loves the exhilaration and she loves the freedom from everyday worries. Growing up, she was not an athlete or an outdoors type person. She spent all of her time practicing piano and flute, reading and doing her homework. When she was a student at the University of Maryland, her life changed. One day she was sitting outside the cafeteria eating her lunch, and a guy started talking to her and he invited her to go rock climbing. She says she had never even heard of rock climbing, but she agreed to skip her freshman calculus class and go with him. And this first experience of climbing triggered an obsession. She decided to spend the rest of her life climbing, and she supported herself with jobs as a waitress. Is Steph Davis crazy? I don't think so. I read her book, High Infatuation, and I exchanged emails with her a few weeks ago. She seems normal to me. I asked her if she has any fears. She said yes. In fact, believe it or not, she has public speaking fears. She gets very nervous when she has to show slides and video and there's some kind of technical glitch. She says, "Technology is very scary." Now, let's turn to our second climber. Michael Reardon of Southern California is perhaps the greatest free solo climber of all time. Although he was actually afraid of heights as a child, he has climbed some of the most dangerous cliffs and mountains in the world. He climbed with nothing but a bag of chalk and an iPod loaded with Kid Rock and Hank Williams Jr. Some climbers say that he had a death wish, but Michael would always laugh at that suggestion. He would say, "Nothing else makes me feel so alive." He said that he put himself in a mental trance so that he saw only the 8 feet directly around him. He said it was like being in a giant 8-foot eggshell. It's a way to zone out the rest of the world and put all your focus on the next move. Michael claimed that free solo climbing was a lot easier than climbing with ropes and safety gear because you're not weighted down and bothered by all that equipment. I can see his point, but a climber has no control over two factors: loose rocks and sudden rain, which can make it easy to slip and fall. These two factors are believed to be the causes of all the deaths of free solo climbers. But Michael insisted that he was extremely careful. He said he felt no shame in walking away from a climb if dark clouds threatened rain or if he felt that his mind wasn't in the right place. And because he was so careful, Michael always said that he would never die climbing. He was right. He died in a freak accident off the coast of Ireland in 2007. He had finished climbing up and down a cliff, and he was standing on a ledge at the bottom of the cliff, waiting for the tide to go out so that he could walk across to another piece of land, when a rogue wave hit him and swept him out to sea. His body was never found. By the way, I could not find any statistics on how many solo climbers there are and how many have died. To sum up what we have covered, I've tried to show you what free solo climbing involves: dangerous climbing without ropes and without safety gear. It is one of the most extreme of the extreme sports. And Steph Davis and Michael Reardon are not people who most of us would want to imitate, but they do show us the incredible feats that some human beings are capable of achieving. I wonder if you have any questions or comments for me?